Taurus, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is an energy reading, Taurus, so you call it into you when you're open and receptive to it. The message finds you, but it casts out for the next 7 days for the week ahead. So I'm going to do a 7-day breakdown for you so you get a sort of a day-by-day, play-by-play. And Taurus, your message begins here. Be loyal to what you love. Okay. That's your plan and you're sticking to it. This is Cancerian energy. So it talks about something that makes you feel at home. It talks about devotion and it talks about loyalty. There's a basis here for a decision, like 1 + 9, that's 19. 1 + 9 adds up to 10. This sense of completeness, something that makes you feel contented at the very least, whole and completed at the best. This sense of knowing where you belong or knowing who or what you want to devote yourself to. Let's get into the rest of the reading. Taurus, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do. Any card that falls out while I divide the deck, I'm going to leave because it's a part of the reading. If you have not yet subscribe to the channel, please make sure that you do and ring that notification bell and select all notifications so that you know when I go live and you can get free tarot card readings. In addition to that, if you're looking for a personal reading because you need a deep dive, specific, intense analysis of your situation, then please go to my website because I do provide those. www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com, and you can book and schedule right there the service and time that's right for you. Every service that's booked has a 24-hour turnaround, so you get your answers pretty quickly. We're almost done, Taurus. We're almost done. Taurus. We have set healthy boundaries. This is Cancerian energy too. At least it needs to be. Set healthy boundaries comes up when you haven't. And that can be that your boundaries were too high, too thick, too strong, or they weren't set at all. So there's just a sense of needing to find more balance between what is good for you and what you're allowing other people to do. So set healthy boundaries and then be loyal to what you love. A sense of, this makes me think you at least felt like you had some equilibrium, or that you needed to set healthy boundaries when it came to people that you loved or people that you were loyal to. A lot of times when we really love somebody, it makes sense that we get a little out of hand when it comes to, we get a little loosey-goosey with our boundaries. So there's just that sense of, kind of finding your stride with that. Set healthy boundaries, be loyal to what you love, and then we have be playful right on top of that. Keeping things light, Gemini energy, light conversation, little messages coming in, and then believe in yourself, Virgo energy. Both of these energies are mercurial, so they would be intellectual and communicative. But believe in yourself with this Virgo energy It's almost like believe in yourself well enough to keep things light and not need to get so deep with things. But it doesn't mean wanting something shallow. It doesn't mean settling for something shallow. So I want to stay away from that as well. So there's just this energy of keeping things light, keeping things playful. It's almost like I don't have to tell everybody what I want, what I'm doing. And it's not because I'm trying to be secretive. It's because I'm setting those boundaries. And I know that I just don't have to keep giving somebody a day-by-day, play-by-play of what I'm doing. I have to believe in myself well enough to sort of establish myself and do my own thing. And in effect, that's what's helping you keep things light and playful, because you're not looking for that validation or needing anybody's necessarily support. You're just doing you. Okay? Then we have a rebirth is assured. This is an awakening. The 5 says there has been some change, some either re-emergence or new emergence of some new energy, usually an awakening inside of you, but it almost makes me feel like things were going really well for you, and then something started to dawn, something started to come back, something that had gone dark started to come back to awake. Okay? And then we have trust in divine detours. This is coyote energy. It's playful, it's spontaneous, but I think whatever came back, if something came back, it wasn't the same. It was different than it had been before. And that happens a lot, especially when we've experienced disappointment. You know, seeing things from a different point of view or a different perspective. It didn't mean it was bad, but certainly there is this sense of being more malleable, or things had changed, or not taking things as seriously as you once did. And maybe that was the boundary. Maybe that was the boundary that you learned to set. That sense of quality versus quantity, that sense of knowing what is right for me or good for me versus knowing, you know, letting myself get head over heels for something that hasn't really earned it, right? And then just taking things lightly and being playful and doing your own thing and getting in your own stride was more or less that sense of, yeah, this can come back into my life, or this is going to come back into my life, and I can't take it as seriously this time around. And then we have love is all around you. This is Gemini energy as well. There's a lot of fine words and a lot of love and a lot of loveliness and a lot of happiness that you're going to be experiencing this week. A lot of compliments that you're going to be experiencing this week, Taurus. It's all around you. So it really feels like there's a beautiful balance here, and knowing the balance and seeing the balance will help you to protect the balance so that it doesn't get skewed. There, maybe you're dealing with some sort of Gemini energy, a Gemini energy that maybe has come back into your life, or at least Gemini energy, not necessarily a Gemini, but complimentary words, easy conversations. It's almost like now you've changed. You've awakened to what can be a little bit tricky, what could be a little bit trickster, realizing that just because people compliment you, it doesn't mean they actually appreciate you, but it is something that you should be able to enjoy, right? A sense of, oh, I've learned better now. I'm going to continue to be who I am, but I'm going to be a stronger version of it, and ultimately recognize that maybe I got too head over heels, or I engaged and put too much effort and energy into something that was really just basic flattery. So let's get into your 7-day play-by-play. Let's get day 7 right here. Day 7, we're gonna, this is the resolution card. Day 7. So I want to call this out in order to Okay. All right, so we have day 7 with underlying energy that's really interesting. Let's go into day 1 for Taurus. Day 1 for Taurus. Day 1. What's happening at the top of this week for Taurus? How does this all play out? A change. A change in the chapter of your life, a closing of the chapter, beginning of a new one, or a world difference when it comes to a former love, a former connection, or even childish ways of looking at things. Maybe you were confused about something, or recognizing that you were kind of stuck. It's almost like you didn't see things clearly, right? And this is where the change is happening. This sense of, or the change happened in somebody from your past gives you mixed messages, will come back into your life and give you mixed messages, and you really won't know what to do with them. What are those mixed messages? Let's see if we can get some insights. The Tower. Well, they're going to shock you by arriving back in your life, but also maybe they're going to give you mixed messages. They're going to tell you something that was really dramatic that happened to them, or traumatic that happened to them, or something like that, and you don't know how to take it. Yeah, sometimes people can come back into your life or look for those kind of excuses to come back into your life, where it comes like, oh, but this major drama or whatever had happened to me, and you're kind of like, I don't know what to do with that. Kind of like stuck in a sense of, I don't have enough information about what happened yet, right? Especially if you had a quick ending, a sudden ending, and they come back into your life, but they don't provide any explanation as to why that happened. That's a red flag, and I think you should honor yourself by recognizing that. Okay, what is day 2? There could also be information that comes in that is what solidifies why you've changed or why you've moved on from this energy. The next day we have justice. So there is an energy of things finding equilibrium, justice being served. Usually when it comes out upright, it does indicate that it's your form of justice or a justice that's served for you. That's all we've got for day 2. Let me see if I can get some. What do you mean justice, God? What kind of justice? For some hidden bullshit, or for some subterfuge, for some false or intentional illusions or delusions. It's almost like you seeing clearly now, so everything gets cleared up. Ace. What about day 3? Day 3 is temperance, so finding a way to work things out, or really just calm yourself down and find your blessings. We have success here. That's the Leo energy. A lot of fire energy of finally being able to see the future or make way for the future, because whatever was keeping you stuck in the past is all of a sudden illuminated. So day 3 it's almost like day 2 is where you start to get your answers, right? Day 1, day 2, and then day 3 is when you finally find your strength returning, because you've seen the worst, you acknowledged it, you know what it is, you see something for what it is. And honestly, there's just this sense of like finding equilibrium, being okay with that. Also, there could be some success when it comes to foreign affairs, or being able to finally expand and grow in your career, which empowers you and makes you stronger, kind of also takes you out of or distracts you from this other BS. Day 3, we have deciding to move forward, or fighting to move forward, standing your ground when it comes to the direction that you want to go, or being able to assert yourself with what you want and wanting to move forward. So even though day 3, it might be very clear to you, there's also just this sense of, okay, well, now I got to make things happen and move things around. So figuring things out and getting them done. There could also be a sense of loyal to what you love. If you had 2 choices, deciding to defend your position instead of moving on to the second choice for whatever reason. Maybe because there were, I don't know, reasons given that you accepted. That's up to you. Day 5 is you, Hierophant, Taurus energy, finding that sense of security, finding that sense of like what you've expected things to be, being solid, being clear on them, and then something underhanded happening. You really have to defend yourself against this. Because now things have been, like by day 5, things have become obvious. You can't make excuses for it anymore. I understand fighting for what you love, but what are you being loyal to? Be loyal for your morals. Be loyal to your ethics. And be loyal to what you know you deserve. And honestly, somebody's trying to get away with some shit here. And day 5, I think that becomes very, very clear or very, very obvious. What is this day? What is the 7 of Swords? What you've overlooked, the things you've overlooked or let slip by you. We have Knight of Swords. So now there's clarity or a confrontation or words being, or a message getting through or coming through. What is the 7 of Swords though? What is it? What is it? What was... Seven of Swords is a 7 of Wands. Maybe undermining yourself by defending your position and not looking to move forward. Undermining yourself by deciding to stay where you are. And deciding to be loyal to what you love, but you haven't set the correct boundaries with those things. So in a way, it's very self-defeated. It's almost like you're loyal to a fault, even when you've seen reason to doubt. And this is confirmed. There is reason to doubt. So be careful who you give your loyalty to this week. What about 6? What about day 6? We got to get to day 7. Day 6 is looking out optimistically into the future. It's watching your ships come in. It's things working out. Abundance coming through. Let's get to the moon cards. Ooh. Okay. Taurus, moon card. What do you want to say? Nothing will come of this situation. Emotionally, in some way, you already know it. And Virgo energy is in the past. You are good enough. Listen to me. Something in the past didn't make you feel good enough. It compromised the way that you felt. Or you kind of got suspicious that something wasn't good enough for you. That's why if it's coming back, there's that sense of, it may come back with like a thunderous effort, but it doesn't mean it's a sincere effort. And that's what you have to realize, that deep in your heart, in some ways, you know, nothing is going to come. First of all, nothing is going to come from what made you feel shitty. Nothing is going to come from this new, like demonstration. It's almost like, be careful who you think you owe your loyalty to, Taurus. Let's continue over in the extended. I'm going to do day 7. We're going to get deeper into these context cards and then get an angel message before we go into the extended reading. I'll see you guys there.